What are you lot doing to my podcast, man?
What's a podcast?
Oh, wait a minute. Here he is. Oh, they're all
Who's that?
That is quite a beard, Tim.
This is the Pookout Hangout. It's the 10-year anniversary of this, and I am with Eddie, Bill, G, Rob, and Tim.
Hello.
Christ on a mic. Don't make me do that again. Fucking 10 years, eh? I don't know who's who has seen this and who hasn't. Oh, that's upside down.
Very menstrual.
Charming. It's beautiful.
Great, eh?
Yeah.
Where'd you get those done?
we got them done, Eddie, by there was a sterling gentleman called Max Nickel who hooked us up. You may know him, Eddie. He worked at a delightful establishment called Package Sounds. When was the actual day though that this was released? Was this when we went on tour with Standout?
Didn't it get released basically as we went on tour with the Junk in the UK?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because the Junk dropped their album roughly. They got their album halfway through the tour, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get ours till afterwards.
What was the name of the studio that we were originally gonna? Was it Nut Brown?
Yeah. Well, Hill Valley, wasn't it?
Hill Valley.
We were already rehearsing there for about 2 weeks, didn't we? So we could get the sound of the room and all that.
Yeah.
We got used to it and everything. And Block booked it. We're in there every day or something.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was.
Most nights.
Rehearsal a day.
Yeah. Then when it came to the night before, I happened to ask the boss of the studio.
I think we said, can we leave our gear here because we're coming in?
Yeah. He
tomorrow.
was like, why?
What
What's going on? You're not in the book. And then Mark was nowhere to be found. And I don't know what the hell Mark was planning on doing, but ripping us off probably. So yeah, last minute, it all got moved to Ipswich, didn't it?
I've got to give props on that. Like when we all banged our heads together to work out what to do in that shit show of a situation, because like the thing is like we had to do it then and there because
we had to
all 8 of us had booked a holiday.
Everyone had booked the week after.
It was too late for us all to be like, we'll go out of work, we'll reschedule it another time. Obviously, I don't think it would have ever happened.
I remember you having a very nice time there in Ipswich, Eddie. You were going swimming every day and eating a lot of carrot sticks dipped in hummus, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I was there for like 7 days in the cold and didn't. And there, like by the end of the week, there was a chance that I might not get to record my sax parts, and I was like, I've been here in the cold for a week. I'm not leaving without recording my part. And I like just bossed through them all in one day.
But were you there the whole time, or did you rock up when I rocked? Because I came up late.
No, I was there all week.
Yeah. I drove you up, didn't I?
I think we got Rob to do his parts first because he's competent. And
the rest of us
we can follow Rob. George.
Oh, I thought you did yours at Southfield.
No, I did, and you did the vocals there, didn't you?
Yeah,
in my bedroom,
mate. Yeah.
In the mattress cave.
Yeah. Mike built
the mattress fort.
Mike Lancaster built like a freaking vocal booth with 2 mattresses. I think he even put like a bed sheet over it.
We've got our lovely vocal booth walls.
Yeah, these make the sounds extra special.
Some people would easily mistake that for a mattress, wouldn't they, Mike?
They would. You might think it's a mattress, but it does a lot more than just being able to sleep on it.
Do you remember that cool like death metal guy? Not full white makeup, white and black like King Diamond shit going on in when we saw in the High Street in Ipswich.
Are you sure it was Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth?
No,
they're Colchester, right?
No, they were Ipswich.
Are they?
Yeah, it's a shame it wasn't him you saw. We could have got him. We were talking about getting him as guest vocals. That would have been a good one.
Hi, Danny Filth. Do you fancy coming to this hovel with a leaking ceiling where everything's mouldy?
It is probably worth saying, like, it was a studio in the loosest sense of the term.
Oh, yeah.
Hugely appreciated, but...
I mean, it had a room that we could isolate from the recording and we put a desk in, and that was about it. That was where the one oil heater plug-in radiator went, and everything else was Arctic.
Yeah, man, that place was just
cold.
Yeah, cold, damp.
Well, yeah. Pook and I arrived partway through the week. Do you remember this, Pook? And when we got in there, everyone else had been there for about 5 days. And we walked in there, and everyone just turned around and went, "Shut the fucking door!"
Where it all came from.
G was like,
setting all the heat out.
Yeah. G was like, "Bill, there's one rule here, and it's shut the fucking door. And also, have you met Stella and Artois?" And they made like 2 people out of beer boxes, and one of them had like a mop on their hair. They all looked like they'd been stuck on a like desert island for 6 months or something.
God, yeah.
I missed all of that because I couldn't get the time off work, so I think I went up for like the first 3 days and then came back.
Yeah, I wasn't there when you did your drum takes. We were probably like ships passing in the night.
I probably tried to record a couple of songs that evening, and we all like bedded down, and everyone's feeling really confident and positive about it, and then started listening to them first thing the following morning, and it was utter shit. Like everything that I'd recorded was pure shit.
That happened with me.
Oh, really?
I remember that happening with the bass. Yeah.
Me and Mike got a really nice kind of gnarly bass sound, and then came in got it really set up so we could like get the rest of the bass takes done the next day, and it sounded like Motorhead, but not in a good way. It was awful. Rob took a picture of me literally holding that fucking awful bass I had. I'm just like, would you rather be at Boomtown for a year or eat a pizza off that studio floor?
Oh,
I'm not sure I'd last a year either way.
Well, when we were packing down after we got it done, someone put the doors on, and it was just like, this is the end. Everyone's just shuffling around with really like purple eyes, like proper Vietnam shit going on. It was yeah, I'm glad we got out the other side of that.
I think like the whole of Salt the Lands was a bit of a bittersweet thing for me, because like going into it, we were like the most prepared we'd ever been for anything. Writing it and gigging it was absolutely amazing, but recording it was just a bit of an experience, wasn't it?
Yeah. Do you remember when we went into our intensive rehearsal phase where we basically rehearsed the album through like twice a night for ages? Yeah. And at the end of that, we did a gig where we
the one of them had
all the songs, and we played it through. Do you remember that? We did it upstairs at Mags.
The videos, mate. We were good.
That was
right.
We were that one time.
I got to admit, like my favorite tracks from that were Mike's, like Solemnum and Regulators. I just love. He really, like, trying to explain to him like what we were about, because obviously he wasn't the original guitarist, but having like going like, this is what we're about, and he was obviously really good mates with John, and he went to a few shows, but he put his own stamp on it.
I'll tell you what, the most impressive thing I ever saw Mike do was a fucking headstand in France.
Oh my God! Yeah,
In a lay-by.
He was all muscle.
Yeah, I mean,
All
he's
muscle.
just so fucking rammed, man. He suddenly just went, I could watch this, and just done a fucking headstand right next to me. I was like, what the fuck?
No hands.
No, it's just on his head. What? Yeah, that was an insane.
Italy?
No, it was in France. There was that party in the lay-by that we had.
Was that when we camped?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I insisted on staying in a hotel when we got to Berlin because we'd done that all-nighter drive from Utrecht or somewhere, like when we played Dynamo.
Eindhoven to Berlin overnight. With
Berlin,
do you remember the Forest of Vaginas?
Yeah, the Forest of Giants. Yeah, me and Eddie were like sharing the driving, I think, in the Volkswagen, and we were just pulling over laybys and falling asleep at the wheel and stuff.
Yeah,
I think the insanity was kicking in a bit of yeah. But
it's so funny because you look back at it, and you're just, I don't know how we physically. That I wouldn't.
I was having a bit of a hissy fit because I was like, I ain't sleeping in a. I'm not sleeping in a car tonight. I'm going into a hostel or a hotel. Rob and John went to an internet cafe, found a hotel down by the airport, and we're like, right, we had like the executive suite or something. We definitely had a suite, and then we were only in there about 4 hours.
on that same journey, where was it from Eindhoven to Berlin overnight?
Yeah,
off stage.
Yeah,
I remember like Pook and I were in the standout, and like I turned to Dave and was like, mate, I'll stay up with you for the whole thing. I will absolutely stay up with you. And within 3 minutes, I was absolutely flat out. Like,
yeah, you've done that to me a few times, bruv.
like, you insist.
I'll keep you company, Bill.
You insist in like being up front.
that was a lot of fun, that tour. It's hard work. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
Going through the Alps was pretty epic. And, on that stretch, that was nice. Like all these tunnels and stuff.
I seem to remember going down to Austria was particularly.
The lake in Austria was lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Did Dave Marsh crash his van then?
Yeah, someone drove into it.
Yeah.
Oh, the mixing process. That was a whole nother ordeal, wasn't it?
Oh,
8 blokes sitting in Mike's bedroom, barking orders at him.
It's so difficult when people in the band are then responsible for
it's the
fucking teching and mixing and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said for the ability to like record your bits and then just pass it off to someone else.
Yeah, it makes it quicker, probably.
Recording with someone who's not in the band, you're paying them for a service. It's a lot easier to be like, look, what's going on? Because you don't have an emotional attachment with that guy or girl. It's a bit easier to be like, right, like you can chase up on it and you don't feel like the most evil person in the world.
I mean, it's different styles though, isn't it, with recording?
Oh, definitely. But the hilarious thing is, Maximum Rock and Roll said Salt the Lands was too polished.
I know.
Didn't we do the backing vocals in your house, in your living room, where you're sat right now, Eddie, for some song?
Possibly.
Yeah, we did.
It was like some sort of gang vocal, and because I was going, can you please do it again? Because I think Jonna's like Ipswich accent was coming out, and Pook's Buckinghamshire. It was like, oh bloody hell, boy, all right there, and it was like. Punching backing vocals going on.
Getting on, boy.
I was just like, oh, geez, guys, come on, just be more neutral. You're I
don't know. That was a really fun day. We all just got drunk and shouted. That was my favourite part of the recording.
Yeah.
Still don't really know what the backing vocals are.
Neither do I.
The vinyl release is wonder what the hell the words are.
Something you must slay.
Oh mate, trying to work out the lyrics like after 10 years was, some of it was all right, but a lot of it was just impossible.
Have you
rap?
Yeah. Have you legit like is it legit though? Have you like got the real words. I mean,
Well,
what I'm getting at is, were there actually any words, or did you made them up recently?
Or was it just pure emotion?
Was it just
There's only one way to find out, mate. You got to buy it.
Yep.
Okay, honestly, how I worked out the lyrics, thank God, a few years before this, I had loads of people asking me about the lyrics, and I had actually found the book where I wrote all the lyrics for it. So with that, I managed to like, oh, there it is, and then type it all out.
Cool.
And then I'd write a spiel about what the songs were about.
Boilers?
Some of it, yeah.
It was one about boilers.
This song's about fixing your boiler.
Yeah.
Luminous Way was
working for a boiler company.
Yeah, and not getting a pay rise. I was angry that I didn't get a pay rise. That's what Luminous Way is all about. Was me having a hissy fit about.
Isn't the Redeeming song Press a Switch about boilers?
No.
It's named after a boiler part, though.
Right. Yeah,
It does sound a lot like it is about boilers.
Right. Okay. If we're talking boilers, yeah. You know. Nah, mate. Yeah. It's not looking good. You need a new air pressure switch, mate. That's what you want. Yeah. Your regulator's gone. Yeah.
What's regulators about?
Regulators was actually about my gas metering job. Okay. It wasn't about.
I think the artwork really reflects it.
Okay. It's not about like, yeah, like crack open a nut, like swap the meters and whoosh. I'm not singing that. I'm singing about like it was the exhaustion of the job. It was more kind of about that. It was focusing on that because that
exhaust flues.
Not bad. That's all I want in life. I just want people to
care for people.
Comfort. Yeah, poor old Ethel.
Yeah.
Like put her feet up and little blanket and be warm.
Well, there were perks to the job. There are perks to your job. I seem to remember you telling me about a certain nice time.
Okay. This one is about when I was working for Slough District Council. I turned up at this property, rapped on the door, and it was like this ground floor, like masonette. The only way I could describe it is in your head, imagine what a very old tramp would look like. So kind of like horseshoe, overgrown hair, massive shaggy beard, like bigger than like mine and Tim's combined. They kind of could smuggle Rice Krispies, like some old business trousers with like tears in it, like odd sort, like the whole thing. I can't remember his surname. Let's go with Mr. Jones and be like, oh, Mr. Jones, I've come to service your boiler. It was like, oh, so you better come in. Walked in and this flat was immaculate, like no one was freaking living in it, apart from one room, which was his room, his bedroom, which he was just basically living in that, and everything else was immaculate. There was no fridge, no freezer, no washing machine, nothing, just this one room he was living in full of beer cans. Anyway, so I go start looking at this boiler. I'm chewing his ear canal off, and then he just goes, if you ever need a blowjob, just let me know. So I was like, no, misheard that. And it carried on working. Yeah, if you ever need a blowjob, just let me know. And I was just like, okay, yeah, I've definitely heard that. Three strikes, and I've got to confront it. Carry on talking. If you ever need a blowjob, just let me know. So I was like, right, okay. Clearly, you must know someone who is fantastic at giving head. Who is it? And he went, it's me. And I was like, oh shit. So I turned around, put the boiler casing on, and as I leant up onto the kitchen worktop, he like cupped my bum and then just went, you're a really sexy bloke. I'd love to suck your cock. Mate, I have never left a property so quick in my life. And bless him, I just went, no, it's all right. Thank you for the opportunity.
Wow.
And he was just like, oh, no, sorry, I didn't mean to offend him. I was like, no, it's all right. It's fine. It's okay. And I left. I was a bit shaken up, sat in the van. I was like, I need someone to make light of this. And out of you lot, the person that I chose to call was none other than G. Now, I knew G would make light of the situation. What I would not know that G would do is twist the knife, however. So obviously we all had that gig that evening with Bury St. Edmunds. I turn up later than everyone. G, by this point, has told the bar staff, the promoter, all the bands, and everyone is going up to me. And usually like, oh, you're right, Pook, hug. All I'm getting is people fucking trying to cut my balls and my ass. And it was just too much too soon. I remember just like immediately freaking out. It's like, no, I can't handle it.
I mean, how many t-shirts have we put out since we split up?
Yeah, to be fair.
There's a bunch of new ones coming out with the album, right? The new.
So we got.
There. Here he goes. He's going to get them all out. Come
on.
Did he pay you to say that?
I'm so glad you asked.
Oh my God, I can't even believe you got them there.
Speaking of thrashing.
Oh my God. And where can you get those, Pook?
You can get them at Pookout Records. Or something like that.
Wow.
Look up Pookout Records. Just follow the link. That will be here, here, and down there. And you could buy some shit.
Wow.
Got more deals than a McDonald's.
Jesus. You can tell that you binge watched only Fools and Horses as soon as lockdown happened. You know?
Get a suitcase to start.
All fashioned, some thrashing.
Yeah, and as you get older, that ratio increases as well.
Yeah.
Do you remember playing 3 gigs in one night?
I was just about to say that.
Well, 2.5.
Yeah,
two in a song.
Probably not even half.
Where was the first one?
Race Bar in Reading.
Really?
We opened that. Then we were the only band on this two-tone ska night. The only.
I remember
band.
that. I definitely remember that.
That was hilarious.
All the rude boys and girls really enjoyed our playing along to the background stuff when we were setting up. They were thinking, oh, we're going to be in, this band's going to be rad. And look at the horn, they got horns and everything. And then we blew some metal at them.
So we were kind of jamming to shit like Agrilite, stuff like that. But when we started, it was never a dull moment. We started, it was the open of the set. And I'm trying to remember her name, the promoter, but yeah, she was the one shouting cut, cut, cut.
We finished and I went to the bar and some guy walked up to me and was like, "You call that ska?" Like, no, not really, to be honest.
You warned the promoter, didn't you? You were like,
I warned her 3-4 times. She messaged me, two-tone ska night. I was like, we have influences, but we are not, I would not say we are a ska band. And I think that the funniest bit was, I think she either wrote it or she said to me, can you not just play the ska parts of your songs? Like,
I think if we only played the ska part, it would have been a shorter set than we ended up playing.
Half of the song. I've got to be honest though, it was the easiest 80 quid I think we've ever earned.
Absolutely, yeah.
When I used to go like warehouse parties and raves and stuff back in the olden days.
Did they play the tracks on gramophone?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
When G says stuff like this, when in the editing, can you make it sepia?
Okay, team, you've heard the instructions.
We're talking about the album, are we?
Right, yeah. That's why we're here.
yeah. Anyway, but so yeah, what were we saying?
People wonder why we are no longer a band.
Well, me and
ironically
Bill
enough,
are actually the only people who
yeah,
aren't
I was
in a
about to
band
say,
with you guys.
ironically, you and Bill are the only ones that aren't in Redeemer and the ones that give me the least amount of shit.
Sometimes they just leave you to it and let you embarrass yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't need a hand.
Mostly in Belgium. Anyway,
what happened in Belgium, G? I don't remember.
I was asleep in Bill's car at the time, so I couldn't possibly say.
It must have been funny.
You'd have to ask Nidge, who's not here.
Oh,
right.
Okay, you're on about that.
Gee, you and I stayed in Bill's car outside the venue, didn't we?
Oh, with Bill, yeah.
No, it was me.
Yeah,
it was me.
Was that Rob? Oh, wow.
Yeah. We found some dodgy bottle of vodka in the back of the car and like that.
Are you sure that wasn't antifreeze?
It might have been. I don't know.
But yeah, that night when we walked back to Jason's and then we wedged you in the cupboard of that Winnebago.
Yeah.
And then I think Nidge took a photo of me lying on the floor from laughing so hard. Shortly after that, I got
laugh so hard you shit yourself.
Nidge and Snake had to play rock, paper, scissors about who was going to nappy check me.
The way that Nidge told me the story was that you guys were like sleeping sort of side by side and you were making a bit of noise. Basically gave you a safety pat, and when he gave you a safety pat, it squirted down your leg. And he thought, oh fuck, what have I done?
Right, okay. So people who are listening, cutting a long story short, Eddie and I, after a gig in Mole, got horrifically drunk that we both got carried to the promoter's house, the promoter's parents' house, where they had a brand new Winnebago, which they had never, ever slept in. There was no bed linen. It was just a straight up mattress. And we were told to put sleeping bags and stuff on top. Eddie, we put in a cupboard. And that was where I laughed so hard, I collapsed. And did you sleep in that cupboard, Eddie?
I think so.
You actually slept in that cupboard.
Floor.
And then I got carried and put into this bed with Nidge, and I sharted all over the bed. It's not my finest hour.
I just remember when we eventually got to the ferry terminal on front. I had to like literally keep Eddie awake by hitting him in the face and spraying water all over him all the way to there because it was a nightmare. And you two, when we got there after we'd missed our ferry, were just husks of people. You were just looking very sorry for yourselves.
Mine wasn't even hungover. I was shocked at what I'd done to myself. I was like, I've hit.
You didn't like being caught in your poopy pants.
I think that's the only time I've ever seen you look slightly ashamed.
You did look horrified.
Bang out of order.
Oh, it's well out of order.
Well, well out of order. Yeah, Jason did get a free Boomtown ticket out of it.
Yeah. And Eddie bought him like lunches, dinners, and
I didn't even defecate on his parents' Winnebago.
Yeah, but you've got a conscience,
just an accomplice.
And that was weekend of Pensalia Fest, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was an awesome
Pensalia Fest means, am I right to say it's Drink Till You Puke Festival?
I thought it was Binge Drinking Festival, but I'm pretty sure
it's something, Party Till You Puke, something like that.
We started off at Pensalia Fest with Standout.
Yeah.
Then it went off
then we played Mole the next night. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Is there any bands that you kind of miss seeing and miss playing from back then?
Sense of Urgency are really up there.
Oh, mate.
As well.
I remember in 2012, I got to play guests for them and guests for Lightyear, and I felt like I'd basically peaked in my musical career.
Rockstar stuff.
My two favourite bands, basically, and I got to play with them in the same year. I miss being on the road with a lot of people. Standout Riot,
all the TNS crew in general, really.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Do you remember when we toured the album we were like two dates behind Faintest Idea. So like each time we reached the next town, they'd written something offensive on each of our gig posters.
Yeah.
That was so cool. It was so much fun.
Sweet Empire, right?
Yeah.
Because
Sweet Empire. Wait a minute, represent.
Hey.
Yeah, Joy. Yeah, he was lovely man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love your.
All those guys in Sweet Empire are awesome.
Oh, they're
I like
freaking great.
I love seeing them. I haven't seen them enough in the past few years.
Any other bands you guys miss?
as Eddie said, like
Drunk,
all of the
Hangout,
TNS
Sense of Urgency, all the TNS.
Right, Rising Strike.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
I really feel like that Manchester punk scene was so fucking good to us. It was like a freaking second home.
Well, when we first came across TNS, and it was like, you know, you see the flyers everywhere, and I was just like, oh man, it must be so awesome to be involved in that like setup.
Yeah.
I was like really kind of like, and then it just they just were like, do you want in? I was like, yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, please. And it was it's just so nice to be welcomed into that. It was brilliant, really good.
You know
Loved
who
it.
else I miss? Anti-Vigilante.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mate,
played with them in Basingstoke, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
it's that weird venue with snooker
Bang
tables
Bar.
at that. That's it, Bang Bar.
It was always packed, and people like we're playing on the floor with a PA in front of us, and it was just absolute carnage.
So much fun, man.
It feels real, man. I mean, being on a stage is okay, but like when you're on the floor, and you're
Being
like,
on up, 100%.
Yeah,
I would
like- Get amongst it.
yeah, I don't mind the risk of losing teeth potentially by someone smashing me in the
That's
face
kind of why I like
at
playing
the same
playing the bird's nest, because it's just like literally you've got someone there.
We played the
I'm not
person
really-
without Pook once.
Yeah,
that's
I
when
was about to say that to the Skints.
That was the Skints warm-up show for their first set at Reading.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to open for them, and Pook got stuck on. Do you remember there was like a pile up on the M40, and he got stuck like the wrong side of that.
Oh, it's
And then-
fuming.
Eddie kind of did lead vocals, and for one of the songs, he just basically sang the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. Solenham.
It was Solenham.
Solenham with the lyrics of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Do you remember on first UK tour, Pook, you and I were going through like a weird Bros phase?
I said, I'm going through a weird Bros phase. I don't know, you speak for yourself, mate.
And we just listened to Bros constantly on cassette. I think you had like 3 cassettes in your car, and one of them was Bros.
Oh, it's fucking brilliant, mate. Love it.
Pantera and some South American.
Ozomatli.
Yeah.
Ozomatli, Bros or Pantera.
What more do you need?
Well, yeah, it covers all bases, mate.
If anyone's wondering what the influences for Salt the Lands were,
It was
Yeah.
Bros, Pantera, and Ozomatli.
I got on a roller coaster once, you know, one of those stand-up ones where you kind of sat on a thing, and you're not supposed to lean your body weight down until they tell you. And because I'm a bit deaf, I thought they'd said yeah before they had, and I leant down and I spent the whole stand-up roller coaster in a terrible crouched position. So all the G-force went through my knees and shins for the whole ride, and it killed me, man. It killed me. It's the worst thing I've ever done in my whole life. And yeah, that was Beat the Red Light gigs.
Worst thing of your
Do
life.
you suffer G-force
God.
worse than others?
I think playing the gigs was like a nice roller coaster, but if you weren't ready to play the songs, or if you were having to play the horns, this is where I'm coming from. If you were having to play the horns at a speed that you weren't able to breathe at, and you were going to asphyxiate, maybe and die, then that's where I'm coming from. I'm imagining it from Bill's perspective, not mine. You know, so if you all the air's come out of your body and you're still expected to expel more air into your horn, then you might die.
gave a lot, guys.
We did.
Yeah, you know, the thing is, Rob did everything perfectly usually. So I kind of just like cut out every now and then when I couldn't. Rob was already there, like, oh yeah, this is hard, but I can do it. Whereas I was like, this is impossible.
Rob might have played things technically accurately, but you played things fucking loud. And
Yeah, you were.
I will admit
Bill,
that.
oh my god!
What I lose in technicality, I gain in loudness.
I mean that gig when we played with the Flatliners, and I happened to be in front of you on stage, and with you playing into my fucking right ear, I don't think I've recovered from that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Literally, my brain is still vibrating from that gig.
Fucking 8 years later.
Yeah, man, that was a loud trumpet, my friend. Very, very loud trumpet. This eye ended up in this eye socket. Both my eyes were in this eye socket.
What was everyone's favourite show?
Do you remember that Flatliner show we played? I think was it in Hackney?
Yeah, Hackney Trash Bar.
Yeah, it was Hackney, wasn't it? Do you remember we played that show in Hackney? It was like a fucking midweek one. It was weird.
Downstairs.
Yeah, because we did that, and then the day after, Flatliners and us play Wickham.
Yeah. Yeah, we played at the fucking Student Union.
Weren't they supposed to be supporting someone massive? And
Pennywise.
Pennywise
cancelled their tour.
That Colwyn Bay show is pretty memorable. All the horns played on the floor without microphones, and it's where we met Faintest Idea and
and Revenge
Andy and Bev and that.
Yeah, it was an important.
That was the day basically that we got onto TNS. That was the day that we met.
Much.
I thought we played Colwyn Bay twice, but apparently we didn't.
No, we only did it once. That day was the game changer, even though we'd only got paid like 20 quid to fucking do it. And
weirdly, I've got a different game changer, and I think it was on our first UK tour when we played at the White Swan in Aylesbury with
Near the Knuckle and Anti-Vigilante.
And that was the first time that I was like, fuck, there are other bands doing stuff that's kind of similar, and this now feels like really exciting. And that was way before we went to Colwyn Bay.
Yeah. That was the gig we had the baseball shirts to flog, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Still got mine somewhere.
Yeah, I've still got mine. I was wearing it to work the other day, actually.
The reunion show in Manchester was pretty incredible.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was my favorite.
Sorry, Bill. So was the last show. Last show in Wickham was fun as well.
God, that was hot. That gig, that was so hot.
Oh, it was cooking.
Yeah, I just played it in pants.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I think my favourite show will be that one where we just before we recorded Salt the Lands, and we were at the Nag's Head. We were at the top of our freaking game.
Was it the one where we played Salt the Lands through?
Yeah. We were.
Honestly,
it was Random Hand.
I feel like that was like the most complete performance we gave. It was awesome. It just felt real good. I think is the thing.
Yeah.
It felt great. Shall we do like a golden 10 minutes where we talk about a bunch of things that you want to put in your stupid podcast?
Yeah, what do you want?
Right, okay. We'll do this one by one. I'll start with Eddie. Favorite song on Salt the Lands and why?
Ooh.
Same question
I guess
for
Salt
everyone.
the Lands. Salt the Lands is just like one of the heaviest skacore tracks I know. I mean, it's pretty much black metal. I mean, it is a little bit of a rip off of Emperor, and I'm sure John will admit that.
Nothing wrong with that.
But you know, I don't know any other ska band who's attempted to
Do something.
pay homage to Emperor. So you know, it's a worthy track.
Tim?
For me, it's two, but they're kind of one track: Regulators and Rot.
Yeah.
But playing it live, going one into the other.
They work so perfectly together. It encapsulates so many different styles.
I'll tell you what it reminds me of is on South of Heaven when Crooked Cross goes into mandatory suicide, or the other way around. That's what it reminds me of. Those two songs just merging into each other so nicely.
That's what ages.
Yeah.
Rob?
I'd have to say Salt the Lands as well.
Any reason why?
Yeah. No reason. I'm not going to give any reason.
Because gin, because gin and cats for fish.
because I'm drunk and Salt the Lands. It was the most technically difficult. It was the heaviest track, and it was the most enjoyable when we pulled it off.
That one time we pulled it off.
Yeah, that one time, and that was when we recorded it. Yeah.
Go on, G. What's yours then? He's pausing now. They're biggies.
No, I'm fucking wrong, man.
I know you are. Such a twat. What's yours, G? Then go on, then.
I don't know. I can't remember, man.
What do you mean you can't remember? It wasn't that long ago.
Luminous. I like Luminous Way. That was cool.
That's not Insult the Lands, mate.
No. Is it
White Collar?
Yeah, that was a cool one. Old school, but, that was all right. Yeah, I like that one.
Right,
I like the way.
Bill,
and A's
Bill,
was good.
To be honest,
fuck up, G.
Regulators.
Bill, which one's your favorite?
Feels like I really love playing Regulators. It's one of the songs that I feel like it is super exciting, both melodically and also in how heavy it is. And it was just amazing. But can I second that with Bleeding Nose? I love Bleeding Nose, and I don't know if anybody else ever notices this, but you know that bit where it does the breakdown with the where it goes to clean guitar towards the end.
It goes,
and there's the little guitar solo. I love that part of Bleeding Nose as well, and I love all of Bleeding Nose actually. I mean, I think it's an awesome song, and the horn parts are amazing on it, and it's really exciting.
How about you, Pook?
Solemnum is one of my favourites. With that beatdown, especially live, playing that live, that beatdown, opening that pit up for the beatdown was amazing. It was really weird though for me how This Ship Has Sailed was the biggest song from the album. I for me it was.
It's a real earworm though. That
song. It's super catchy melodic.
Okay, next. G, I don't think we've had a proper answer.
Well, there's a bunch of stuff I like, really, just from the playing point of view. They're really some solid stuff. I mean, I love hanging on to regulators. Regulators is I looked forward to that just because it was
There's
like
a groove there, right?
Yeah, it was such a good groove to like roller coaster on and just.
That's why I love it too.
Salt of the Lands was pretty cool. I loved that, and just the elation of remembering all the parts and playing them. When I got to the end of that, I was like, yeah, thank fuck I've got that done, and that was good. This Ship Has Sailed was always good to play, and all the other ones on the album I liked as well.
So G's answer is every single song we've ever played.
Which is why you should buy it on vinyl. Oh,
do you
my
know
God.
what? I really miss the amount of time that we used to spend together. It was really awesome being able to spend loads of time together. I think it bums me out a little bit that we couldn't have both Mike and John on this, because it would have been
amazing.
Do you think they're together somewhere doing something secret?
Well, maybe they are.
Probably farming or something.
Yeah, raising pigs. We're all bonded.
I just want
you realise we're all bonded forever.
Oh,
there's no escape from this.
How did we ever book a show?
Well, I freaking did it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. I've still got the most hair out of the lot of you.
Yeah.
Right? It's been awesome fun, guys. It's done.
You're so controlling.
I'm super controlling.
Yeah. Make sure you look at the custom etching on the record.
I'm enjoying myself.
I was listening to Solenum Sped Up this morning as well. And it just sort of sounded like us live. Sorry, I must spoil the story.
Do you ever wonder why you bother? Oh yeah, there's one editing thing you need to do every time G talks. It needs to be done in sepia. Because he's old.
That's nice.
It's not. He's right here. It's nothing snide about it. He knows full well.
Oh well,
Katie.
Yet. I thought this was just a general catch up. I thought.
No. This is it. This is the podcast, mate. This is the podcast. We're going to be talking about gardening. That's going to be a chapter. I guarantee it. This podcast is going to be more insane than the last one. We've been chatting about gardening.
Check this shit out.
Yeah.
The hand grenades full of seeds and shit for making plants happen.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You just like
you guys know how to Saturday night, eh?
I know, right?
What are you not doing to my podcast, man?
I mean,
it's going to be edited anyway. You can just cut it out. It's fine.
I think we should nod at really different times, so it looks like we're all listening to like.
I mean, with internet connections and everything.
Yeah, I think this might be the best Pookout podcast ever.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's only 2 to choose from so far, so.
I leave you in this because I think
it's
like herding kittens. This.
Yeah.
I'm only here because I need to know before you get too pissed that you've at least done some sort of introduction of any kind.
He definitely hasn't done an introduction.
Shall we do an introduction now?
I don't think I've got the energy or the stamina for this. Where's Tim? Has Tim gone out for a roll, is he?
Oh, he's going to go and tickle his golden pheasant.
I'm going to disappear as well.
Best podcast ever.
You've got a lot of editing to do.